your family. A key difference that is always left out when comparing minorities, which is such a silly idea, comparing struggles, comparing who is oppressed. Well, a key difference that's always left out is the means by which people enter the country. Japanese Americans, Vietnamese Americans, Chinese Americans, several groups of Asian American descent come to the country with a subscribed status and a background and a business plan already executed, unlike African Americans who were brought to this country as slaves and sent back hundreds of years before given the chance to essentially pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, but seemingly with wet boots. The last key element that I would like to analyze would be the importance of each athlete's image and the symbolic interactionism behind each of them. Jackie Robinson, by no means in his younger days, was considered to be a mild-tempered man. He was wild and had oftentimes struggled with power figures. However, his perseverance, his role to the major leagues, and his contribution in the armed forces made him appealing to his white counterparts that may have questioned his nationalism or even his level of competence. As a civil rights leader, Jackie Robinson was well decorated as he opened many businesses and started several ventures to help cultivate a better tomorrow. Jackie Robinson had a clean image. He had a wife at home, kids to raise, and his home story wasn't hectic, so he wouldn't be a bad representation of what being a successful African American was. His private bout with diabetes also spoke to his masculine identity, holding him back from that a legend and a hero was suffering, even if in silence. Christy Yamaguchi was a sleek and flexible Asian American athlete that had major success on the stage that was dominated by the performances of men. The intersectionality between being a woman as well as being an athlete played a role, mostly when Christy Yamaguchi's days of figure skating professionally were done. She had to make the choice that a lot of women, professional athletes at that, have to make even during their careers, and that is to bear children. We live in a world where paternal leaves and absence away from work is limited to only a few amount of weeks, while it is stated that the first weeks and months to a child's development is key. Marrying outside of her race, marrying a former Olympian, a white male, Christy Yamaguchi found herself following modern styles and traditions of dating and marriage in America. Lastly, as a couple pictures and visuals in the presentation have shown, Jim Thorpe was a stern-looking, no-nonsense, hard-nosed, top-tier athlete. But just as Jackie Robinson did late in his life, a problem stemming from a lingering alcohol issue.
The stripping of his 1912 Olympic gold reflects the genocide
done to the Native American people here in America by the hands of colonizers, white supremacy, and other structures that have damaged the heritage, the legacy, and the history of an historic group.
Hate to see it end, hate to see you go, but one last thing in closing remarks that I love to leave with everybody is I'd like to first and foremost thank our network, Cola TV, for bringing us this information. We are presented with this opportunity every year, and having the distinction to honor these people, what they've done, and what they mean is very important. But the most important thing was the lessons, the underlying message of what they meant to their groups, what they meant to their people, and what they meant to a time. Now, before coming to Cola Network, I knew absolutely nothing as far as the scope of civil rights of a different group. After my tenure here, I felt that I've learned enough to continue to feed myself, basically. I'm not full, I'm not done with the knowledge of language on when we speak LGBTQ issues, when we speak persons with disabilities, having the proper vernacular and language to know how to conduct a conversation, to even begin to get my peers and people like me that may not have been informed or just don't know how to get them on board with being in correct standing and not offending anybody, and more so promoting a world where we help and we're here for everyone. So it's been a beautiful time. Thank you again to Kohler Networks for the opportunity. Jackie Robinson, Jim Thorpe, Christy Yamaguchi. Thank you for your accomplishments and all you've done. Have a peaceful night. Have a blissful night. Have a wonderful night.